music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is my review for The Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 3, episode 11. I have not done a review since Thursday. Y'all not gonna see this until Monday. I know y'all missed me because I missed you guys. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to put a comment in the comment section below. And as you saw from the previous stuff, I have a couple of t-shirts and mugs or whatever. So don't forget to hit the description box and get the link to get a shirt or get a mug. Let's get started. But today's lipstick, I've worn it before. Kat Von D. It is Nas. What is it? Nas something. Nas 42. So yeah, it's a, I got it from Sephora. Anyway, tonight's episode made me, not like Monique even more. Y'all say every week how I'm a bias and I don't like Monique. Well, guess what? I'm not gonna like her today either. So if you could come in here to say maybe she'll like Monique this week, no, I'm not, because she did some foul ass, petty ass, malicious ass shit. Okay. So we see the beginning of it is with Karen and Ray having dinner or whatever. Ray sometimes look old, and I feel like when Karen's sitting next to Ray, she looks old too. The couple episodes ago, I was like, Karen looks really good for her age or whatever. But I was like, sometimes she does look younger, sometimes she does not look younger. And I felt like sometimes, I'm like, she's sitting with Ray, they both look like, elderly. Sometimes Karen don't look elderly. Sometimes she looks really, young and youthful, and like she could be like in her 50s. But sometimes when she hanging out with Ray, like they both look like they in their 70s or their 80s, and they walking, so they got walkers, and they go on to Benny's or Denny's or whatever to get that, senior citizen discount. So, she's speaking about how she's trying to work on a new charity so that they can find a cure for Alzheimer's. Is it Alzheimer's? No, Alzheimer's. I always pronounce it incorrectly sometimes, because his mother had it, and her mother currently had it. They thought her mother had dementia, but come to find out, it is actually Alzheimer's. And right now there is no cure. It's a debilitating disease to where you basically get worse and worse and worse as it progresses to eventually, you forget. It's bad. Okay, when my grandfather passed away, he had a bit of dementia, but dementia is completely separate from Alzheimer's, because it's just a different progression of the disease or whatever. So she does get really emotional, speaking about how she, was talking to her mom and was saying to her mom, like, I'm not ready for you to go yet. Like, I'm not there yet for you to leave this earth. And I don't think any person is ready for anyone to leave this earth. So this is my mirror, but I don't like the fact that it's blocking pictures and stuff back there. So I'm just gonna move that out the way. That's the mirror I use to put my lipstick on or whatever. But I was looking like, why is this black? I'm like, no, let that be seen. So yeah, she's getting emotional about it or whatever, and I'm just gonna, and that's what that scene was about. So but she's having a charity. She's gonna start this charity called the O. Hugert Foundation, because his mom's name was O something, and of course her mom or whatever. So it's a great thing to do, to want to donate and start a charity, a nonprofit, to raise money for a cure for the disease. I think that's really great. We're gonna leave that right there. We do see Monique. Now see, this is when I said Monique is fake, phony, and fugazi, and I can't fuck with her anything that she says, because this is what you call malicious intent. So who does Monique meet up with at her house? Kendall, Who was Kendall? Kendall is Sherman's ex-wife. Yes, the ex-wife. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like, because she then said, you know, I tried not to invite Kendall to places that I know Giselle would be at. But however, you're inviting her to your house knowing she's going to be on the show that you and Giselle both work on. Really? Really, bitch? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, whatever. So she brings up how her and Sherman have been divorced for about 4 or 5 years, and saying, you know, it was they had different separations throughout their marriage. You know, it was kind of hard here and there. As we know, marriages are hard, separations are hard, divorces are even more hard or whatever. And so Monique then says, oh yeah, it was one of the hard times, the whole little, you know what I'm saying, park after dark situation. The fact, look, this is why I say, y'all say Giselle and Robin is petty and messy. Monique is just as petty and she's just as messy, because she literally brought Giselle's, because think about it, Monique don't know Giselle and Sherman broke up. So to her knowledge, this is what Monique is doing. Monique is bringing Giselle's boyfriend's ex-wife around. My thing is, you can't say, well, I don't bring her around places that Giselle would be, because, bitch, you bring her on the show. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You bring her on the show. You're shooting scenes with her. And for her to say, well, I've known her for a couple of years or whatever. I met her through Sharice or whatever. Sharice has known her for years. Sharice has known her for years as well. But however, Sharice never progressed on the show before or after the fact. So my thing is, why are you bringing her on the show? Because you have some malicious intent and you being messy and petty. And so no one can now say to me like, well, oh, Monique's so nice. She's messy. She's a messy, petty bitch, just like Robin is, just like Giselle is, just like Sharice is, just like Karen. They all messy, petty bitches. My thing is, Monique tried, and so it's Ashley. Monique tried to act as if, oh, I'm so innocent. You know what I'm saying? They fucking with me. So what she did was, she got pissed off because they kept fucking with her, calling her alcoholic. So I'm gonna get back at them one way or another. I can't get back at Robin yet shit. Oh, but I can, because I can call Robin poor and broke, and I got more money than she do. So I feel like I got Robin together. Now let me get Giselle together and bring her boyfriend's ex-wife around us. Okay? That's what you call messy, petty, and malicious, because she did it what? On purpose. So anyway, Kendall says yes, you know, that was a time when there was having difficult issues when he had the whole park after dark thing, where Monique keeps bringing up how he was caught in the park with probably a prostitute or someone giving him some fellatio, getting him some head, sucking his dick or whatever. And so she's bringing that up again. But again, why? Because at this point, Sherman ain't been on the show since like episode 1, maybe episode 2, when him and Giselle was out in that dang on field of wine, grapes or whatever, getting nasty in the vineyard, and she was feeding that man strawberries. So we haven't seen his face since then. He popped up once since then on a FaceTime call, but that was really it. So my thing is, again, Monique is trying to shade Giselle. And I ain't saying Giselle don't deserve it. I'm not saying that, but I do think there's a limit to what you should do. So to bring someone's ex-wife on the show, and the producers are just as messy, baby. They just as messy. But I digress. Anyway, Monique then says, well, yeah, you know, Sharice said how, you know, it was weird when Giselle started dating Sherman because she knew Sherman's ex-wife. You know, the woman then says, well, yeah, Giselle knew I was his wife or whatever. You know, we knew of each other. She knew me. We have mutual friends. I felt like it was disrespectful that she never talked to me about it. Like, she didn't call me and talk to me or whatever. I found out her and my ex-husband was dating because my son said he saw her at his dad's house. And then he go, Monique, you know, that is disrespectful, and it's also trifling. You know what I'm saying? That's forbidden territory. Bitch, I call time out. No, it's not. My thing is, it's the difference between knowing someone in a circle of the community and knowing, I know Sherman and that's Sherman's wife, and saying, oh, I'm friends with Sherman's wife. I know plenty of people's husbands and wives. I'm not friends with them. It's a difference. And if you notice, Sharice said she is friends with Sherman's ex-wife, not Giselle. She said Giselle knew of the ex-wife. That don't mean that Giselle don't owe that woman a bit of nothing. Now, if Sharice started dating her friend's ex-husband, then of course she has the conversation. But my thing is, Kendall and Giselle wasn't friends, as far as anyone's saying. They're just saying they knew of each other. And as people give us sample, Potomac is really small, so basically everyone knows everyone. Just because I knew you and your ex-husband does not mean I'm your friend. And if y'all get divorced and I talk to them 4-5 years later, that I have to call you and talk to you, bitch, I'm not your friend. I'm not. I know you through the circles of whatever that we have going on in this society, but I'm not your friend. I feel like because if I was your friend, I would not date your ex, because my thing is, for me, it's a code. As a friend, you don't date your friend's exes. Point blank, period. The only way you can date a friend of yours ex is if they dated that person a long time ago, before you and that person was friends, and you're dating that person and they don't even know who you dating, and now y'all in a full-fledged relationship. You're like, oh, I used to date him, but damn, did you? We've been dating for like 6 months, girl. Is it okay? Well, girl, yeah, because when I was with him, I didn't know you, and he didn't. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the only time it's okay, is if when the people dated, y'all didn't even know each other. You know what I'm saying? And then when y'all start dating, you don't know that person is that person's ex. That's full game. But bitch, if I just knew you from a circle and you dad was married, but y'all got divorced, I don't owe you shit. Okay? And that's how I feel. Okay? That's how I feel. I don't feel like Giselle and that lady friends. I don't. And you can't tell me no different. I think Sharice and that girl is friends. But my thing is, because I have friends who have friends that I'm not friends with. You know what I'm saying? Like, my best friend has another best friend. It's a newer best friend. It's not me. I'm the first and forever or whatever. But yeah. I have friends who have other friends, and I'm not like, I don't know who they know, you know what I'm saying? But I know of them. I know of so-and-so, I know of so-and-so, but you're not my friend. Like, I just know you through someone else. So, girl, bye. We then see Giselle and Ashley chopping around and whatnot, and, Ashley again, well, what's, Sherman? Oh, Sherman. And, Giselle lets her know, well, me and Sherman broke up, wasn't working out. And, she said she felt as if he did not support her in a way that she needed to be supported. And so, they're not together anymore. And at first, Anne, like, well, are you sure, baby? You just don't want to give up or whatever? She's like, no, we tried this, we tried that. And, she basically know her worth. And I feel like when you are older, you know when to let go. So when you're younger, you can try to work things out. When you're older, you know what you want, and the person you dating should also know how to date you or be with you. And if they can't, it's okay to be like, look, I'm in my 40s, okay, Giselle, because I'm pretty sure she's in her 40s, and she's in her probably late 40s. And if she like, I know what I want, and he ain't, and he bullshit, and it's been a whole year and a half, and he's still kind of pussyfooting around or whatever, so I need to move on, because I don't have time to keep playing around, because again, I'm older, and it should be easier when you're older, because you are yourself. You've basically grown into the person that you're going to be, and it ain't much changing. Like, the person you are at 20 is not who you are at 40. So it's different if you 20 years old and you date someone for like 5-6 years, and you can become a different person. But if you're in your late 40s, you are who you are, and you know what you want, and you kind of just move forward from there, and you don't be like, well, you know what, I think I really want to be a bitch this year. No, you either been a bitch forever or you not. Like, it just is what it is. But I like how Ashley said, like, okay, I'm not gonna mention to her what Monique brought up to me about Sherman and the whole park after dark thing, and he might be cheating or whatever, because I can see that she's really hurting. So I'm gonna let it be. I'm gonna let sleeping dogs lie. Ashley, that was very grown up, you girl. I'm very proud of you. So it is what it is. So basically, we have Monique's event, and we have the event that Monique is going to, because again, it was not her event. Well, we have Robin's event, and the event thing that Monique is going to. At Robin's event, it seemed pretty easy. Only Karen and Sharice did not show up. We know, of course, Monique was not there either. Robin's a little bit upset that Sharice and Karen didn't make it. Just considering the fact that, for her and Sharice, they've been friends for 14 years. And Sharice has only known Monique for like 2 seasons now. So that's 2 years, maybe 3 at the most. And she said for Karen, because she said she's also been friends with Karen for a long time, but she said she's more mad at Karen because Karen lied about saying that she was coming or not. So but I'm like, girl, who really cares? So I think like nothing really happened at Robin's event for me. It looks very nice. She had a lot of people who attended. I liked her message about what it was to empower women to, be in business for themselves, to always have different streams of income, and just to empower women in general. So I think it was a great event. But yeah, it was what it was. Now, the reason that Monique's situation was a little bit more enticing than Robin's, is only because that damn Kendall showed up, truth be told. You know what I'm saying? Because messy ass Monique came to the event, and she brings up to ladies how Karen and Kendall is coming. And Sharice looked like, Kendall? I didn't know that y'all even talked or whatever. She's like, oh yeah, I know her or whatever. And Sharice feels some kind of way because she's like, every time I turn around, Monique is hanging out or inviting like my friends to her event that she's having. And they went back to the hurricane relief situation where all of Sharice's friends were there that Monique invited in one way or the other. And now she's like, Kendall's been my friend for the past 18 years. So why would you invite my friend to be your plus one to this thing or whatever? I mean, was it a petty argument to have? It was a petty argument, but at the same time, I can get it. If you like, but bitch, you new to the city. Like, how was all my friends your friends? Like, how did that even happen? Well, you know what happened, Sharice? You introduce Monique to people, and then she starts plucking them from your life. And now her friends are your friends. So Monique even said, like, it's a charity event. Like, I had an extra ticket. Like, I don't see why Sharice is mad that I invited her. You know what I'm saying? I had a plus one. Like, what's the harm? Bitch, you had plus one. You had no... So this is my thing. You done had no other friends to invite. You had to invite Sharice's friend, who happens to be Giselle's boyfriend's ex-wife. That's all you got. If the only friend you have is a girl who you don't like, ex-husband's ex-wife or whatever, then you a fake ass person, because you ain't got your own friends. Like, my thing is, she said I had an extra ticket, so why not? So you don't have any of your own friends? Well, I want someone who's gonna come and, like, pay this or pay that, or spend money or whatever, because you want to donate to charity. And I'm like, that means you messy. You a messy drinking ass heifer, and I don't care about you. Because I'm like, how do you not have no one else to invite except Kendall? Beside the fact that Kendall is Sharice's, my nails, I still have not redone my nails. 2 of them is off, and don't worry about it. I just saw that it popped up. Anyway, no. So it's one thing for Sharice to feel like she my friend. Why did Monique invite my friend? But I still feel like, again, why invite Kendall of all people? For not even the fact that it's Sharice's friend, but it's Giselle's boyfriend, ex-wife, who you really don't know that well. So you didn't have nobody, like, you don't have no long term, nobody. That's okay. Again, messy, and you know what I'm saying, on purpose. She just mentioned on purpose. Then Karen invites Kendall to her damn event. Okay, all right, Karen, y'all all messy together, because guess who's gonna be at that event? Giselle will be at that event. And again, I feel like, not saying that Giselle don't deserve whatever, but they going after Giselle this season. So Karen says how Potomac is a small place. Everyone knows everyone. So, you know what I'm saying, she not being messy because everyone knows everyone. But I feel like this: if everyone knows everyone and y'all all know Kendall, why hasn't she been on the show the past 2 seasons? Like, why haven't anyone mentioned this person, Kendall? Why is Kendall just coming up all of a sudden because Giselle was dating Sherman? Because remember, Giselle first introduced people to Sherman on the reunion show last season. So my thing is, if everything is everything and people know her or whatever, she's always around, ain't nobody mentioned her at all. We ain't seen her at no functions or nothing. No one's mentioned this girl. But all of a sudden, honey, it's Kendall. We all gonna get wasted with her together at all these functions or whatever. And I'm like, no, y'all brought her on because y'all want to get it. Like, be honest and say what it is. We're bringing her on because it's gonna get up under Giselle's skin, because it's Sherman's ex-wife. And that's the thing, to where whether her and Sherman are together or not together, it's the reason y'all bringing this particular person around. Of all the functions y'all have, of all the people y'all have on these shows, y'all pick and choose who you want to invite to stuff. And of course, Kendall's ex-wife is perfect, and Monique and Karen are the messiest of the messy. And my thing is, if Sharice would have him, because again, supposedly she's Sharice's long-time friend. If Sharice would have brought her on the show, it would have made sense, simply because she's known her no longer. So it would seem more authentic coming from Sharice. But it coming from Monique, the first scene that Kendall has is Monique and Kendall. that shows Monique had ill intent. And then I'm going to invite her to my thing and see what happens. And and again, don't forget, Karen and Monique are becoming buddy. So Karen, I'm going to invite Kendall. You should invite her to your thing. I can't invite her to anything because I'm happy, but you're going to, you know what I'm saying? It's a workaround. You got to think 2 steps ahead, and that's what they're doing. Anyway, so at her event as well, you know, Karen said to Kendall, well, yeah, you can come to my event too. You know, you don't have to pay for a ticket. I'm going to comp your ticket or whatever. So when Monique and Sharice are saying that, they kind of like, wait a minute. So we have to buy a ticket, but she getting it for free. Like, we want to get it for free too. Like, that's not fair. So they bring up how it's kind of funny too that so Karen is having the event for the Alzheimer's event or whatever. And the money is supposed to be donated to that organization for the charity, which is a nonprofit. The old hero is supposed to be nonprofit, but she's asking them to write a check to her for-profit business, Icon Enterprises. So when they like, and I'm like, you know what? That's why Ray got them damn tax issues, because he's probably doing some little mixing some stuff up too. So when Monique said, well, why you writing a check out to Icon? Like, isn't that your for-profit? Why y'all being messy? You know, just write a check. Don't worry about it, where it's going. No, bitch. What you doing? And my thing is, Karen and Ray is going to both be up in the damn prison cells for tax evasion or something going on. Please don't think they're not going to watch this show and start fingering through Karen's personal taxes right now, because when she said, I'm hosting this event, and my accountants are going to track all the money that will be donated to the nonprofit, meaning Karen will get a tax deduction. She's going to use it as a write-off, because she's going to say, you know, my company donated this amount of money to this charity, and you get a write-off for that, versus if you had a party and if everyone at your party donated and their checks went strictly to that foundation, you wouldn't get any kind of credit for it or whatever. She doing it for tax purposes. And I'm like, girl, she going to jail. And it's not that it's illegal. You know what I'm saying? It's not illegal if you have a party and you say, well, make the check out to my business. And, well, it might be. I don't know. But I know I'm pretty sure the I, the R, and the S is going to be looking at Karen Hugo's ass really closely now, and then she was done for even doing that scene. Robbing flipping houses, I think it's smart. You know, flipping houses is easy. Well, not easy, but it's a if you can find the right house for the right price in the right neighborhood, it can be lucrative. Meaning her and her mom are basically business partners. She's found a little rinky-dink house or whatever. I think the house, it was for sale for like maybe 25 grand. And, you know, I watch HGTV all the time. Flip or Flop. I've been watching the HGTV Fixer Upper Houses things forever, like for years and years and years ago. When it first got really popular, I watched Flipping Out on Bravo all the time when it comes on. I might review Flipping Out because Jeff is crazy as hell. Anyway, so when I saw the house, I was like, oh, I said it before they put the numbers up. I said, yep, she can buy it for 25 grand, put 50 grand into it, and she can sell it for like $150,000, and, you know what I'm saying, make a little profit or whatever. And sure enough, when they did the math, that was the same thing they came up with, because, you know, when you watch enough TV from it, you can kind of see how people can flip it and do things. Trust me, if I had the money to flip houses, I would flip houses. But the key to it is, you can't just flip any house, because you flip a house in the crack infested neighborhood, ain't nobody gonna move to a crack house. You know what I'm saying? On a crack block, you can't do that. But I'm like, if she got a house and it's in a nice up and coming neighborhood, or it's in a nice hood and it's just a nice neighborhood, and it just needs some fixing up or whatever, you can really make a profit. The problem be if you buy a house, flip it, and no one buys it. Then you got, you know what I'm saying, you got some trouble on your hands. So her mom says, oh yeah, go ahead and do it. Let's see what we can do. I want to see if they show her flip this house this season, because sometimes it can take weeks to a month or whatever to flip a house. We should see if we see the whole process on here. Candace and Chris is out here looking at venues for the reception for their wedding, and Candace is childish. Candace is to the part to where she does not get that she can't always have things her way, and that just because she isn't paying for something, she can't get everything she wants. So at the venue, you know, she says how she wants to make a statement for what a loving and happy marriage looks like, and that starts with what the wedding looks like. And I said to myself, at this point in time, you know what I'm saying, Candace is childish. Candace has this idea of, Candace does not want a marriage, she wants a wedding. Okay, and I think sometimes that's how marriages do not work out. If you're more worried about how the wedding is looking and not how your marriage is going to work out, then you get married for the wrong reasons. It seems like she's more concerned with how people look at her and how they perceive her, how fabulous her wedding is, means, oh, the marriage is going to last. And that don't mean shit. I mean, let's think about this. Princess Diana and Prince Charles got married in a big lavish wedding. They got divorced. Mariah Carey married, Jimmy Iovine do. Whoever she married to her first marriage, did they do? I think it was Jimmy Iovine. Oh no, it was Tommy Mottola. And beautiful, beautiful wedding. They got divorced. People have these great lavish. I've been to weddings of people I know who got married in this lavish wedding and then got divorced. My thing is, your wedding can be as lavish as you want it to be, and that does not mean that you will not get divorced. So again, her priorities are all fucked up, and I truly believe it is. You know, she brings up how she wants the ceilings covered with flowers, she wants chandeliers to be added, she wants a candy and a dessert table, she wants all these things. And when the lady was like, well, what's your budget for the decor? Chris starts being an adult and saying, you know, we already got to pay this much money for the food, you know, this amount for this amount for that. That leaves, I think he said, leaves like $105,000. And then she's like, well, I don't know, whatever, you know. He's saying that when Chris talking, I just imagine Candace sitting up there and in her head, you know, chipping their Rescue Rangers cartoons playing in her head because she ain't listening, because she's a little bit ditzy. And you know what I'm saying? He is being logical, like, look, if we only have this amount left. And she said, well, I don't know how much of that is for the decor. But she's so busy caring about what she wants and not about how much stuff costs. She don't get, he kind of saying we might not even have that much money to spend, you know what I'm saying, $50,000 on decor. You can't, because to cover the whole ceiling in flowers is going to be like 20 grand. And who the fuck want to spend 20 grand on some goddamn flowers? The ceiling looks fine. Girl, it looks. What she could have said was, "I want the ceiling to be covered in a cloth that looks like a silk cloth that just kind of makes it look like, you know, it's heaven up or whatever." But you want to cover it in flowers, bitch? Are you crazy? Girl, I said this is just kind of great. And the thing is, she's saying, you know, people are just so jaded. You know, people keep thinking, you know, I have all these. They don't see my vision and how I want everything. The reason she's like that is because she don't pay for shit. That's her issue. Candace is completely ignorant to how much things cost because she doesn't pay for her own lifestyle. She's not paying for her own wedding. She does not pay for her full house. Half her house is paid for by her mama. She doesn't pay for shit the right way. She just doesn't. And so for her, she doesn't get the idea of how much things really cost because she's living off of someone else's dime all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I'm like, let her spend up all everybody else's coin. Okay, let her do that. And then when life hits her and her bank account is negative because she doesn't get the thought of, you can't have everything when you don't have the money. Because the thing is, you don't have the money. Other people are paying for shit for you, girl. And I said, she showed how young and immature she is. When she said, they are so jaded to my ideas about what I want everything. But you can't afford everything. Because if you could, there would be no budget. When you can have everything and anything, you don't have a budget. When you have a budget, it's because you can't afford everything, honey. Get that through your skull. And I love you to death, but you're an idiot right there in that part. Monique and Chris get basic Manny and Patties or whatever. You know, Monique is not helping the idea of her being an alcoholic, like, at all, because she I got so thirsty. She is forever drinking wine in every scene and being at the Manny Petty spot and pulling out a bottle of wine didn't make it no better. And you know, it is nothing wrong with having a glass of wine here and there, but it seems like she always wants a glass of wine. And I love wine. I do. I love a good drink here and there, but I feel like if I'm drinking wine every day at every function, eventually I'm not gonna be myself, and I'm gonna need to just kind of lay down for a minute because I'm gonna be drunk. So I think she just needed some time to drink some water. Like get a glass of water, get some lemonade, get a little iced tea. You know what I'm saying? Not Long Island iced tea, just regular iced tea or whatever. Honey, get some Kool-Aid, whatever. Just get something that's not liquor and wine. They basically talk about, you know, how he's saying, you know, how he wants her to cater to him a little bit more because she said that she knows she isn't as much because she's been busy with A, B, C, D, F, and G, which is really her just going to everyone else's charity stuff. That's really all that it is. She brings up how, you know, she knows she used to do a lot for him, but she's been kind of spread thin doing other things. But he does say how he doesn't mind. He need to cut my fan off. He doesn't mind her doing other things, but he then asks her, like, okay, but when we gonna have more babies? And she said, we know, since the last miscarriage, I kind of just don't want to do it right now. Like, let's wait a little bit. And she says how she knows that right now she needs to try to do whatever she needs to do for herself as far as whatever working stuff, because she's going to be having more kids later, so she wants to kind of get that other stuff out the way. Now, I feel two different ways about that. She has every right to want to live life and have this or have that and, you know, work a little bit here and there because she has the right to do that. But at the same time, you making up stuff for you to do. Like, girl, I don't care. I don't even like Monique that much. I don't care. You know, and I asked Ashley and Michael having a conversation. Now, baby, I said, Ashley, you in danger, girl. Michael is not who we think Michael is. Michael is a manipulator. Michael is using that lady. Michael wants a trophy wife. He wants a arm piece. He does not want a wife who wants children. He does not want that at all. He wants someone on his arm who looks pretty and who gonna shut up and kind of just do what he says. Because she brings up how, you know, he keeps changing his mind about kids. We see how first he said, yeah, once the restaurant is making a profit or if it's been open for however long, we'll do it. Then he said, you know, once the restaurant's making this much of a profit, we'll do it. Then he said, you know, we'll wait. He kept moving the reason or to when they would start on having children. She then says how, he then says how, once I see how you can distance yourself from your mother, we'll think about having kids there, because I don't want you to raise my children the way you look after your mother. And she said, like, her whole face was like, motherfucker, what the fuck you just, I mean, she looked offended. Like, I think she was like appalled. And I was too. I was like, who says that to someone? It was crazy. So she was completely not happy about that. She says how it's not fair to hold it against her how she would be as a parent based on how she is with her mom. She says, because, you know, he married me knowing I wanted children. He married me knowing how I was raised. He married me knowing how me and my mom were. So why would you marry me knowing all of this? And now, you know, almost 3 years in, you want to put more stipulations on us having children, and that's some fucked up fugazi ass shit. And I completely agree. I mean, at this point, it's like, is Michael trying to divorce her, or I don't know what because the things he says just are not loving. You cannot say to your wife, I don't want you raising my kids based on the way that you are with your mom. But you saw that when you were dating her. So I get how she's saying, why marry me when you know what I wanted out of marriage and now you won't give it to me? Because he's a manipulator. You know, he's a manipulator. And it was what it was. You know, we see how, you know, we see Giselle and Robin, and they're basically planning to check Karen at her event. And I was like, no, that's messy. Okay, they're having a full-fledged dinner before the event, like planning how they're going to go in, check her real quick, MCing, they not staying long, they're going to be in about 15-20 minutes, and basically cause an argument. I said, you should never go to someone's event like planning to start some shit. You should not do that. That's messy and it's petty and it's uncalled for. She says how, you know, Karen called her and told her that she invited Sherman's ex-wife to the event. And I said, oh, okay, you bring in my boyfriend's ex-wife to a party that you know I'm gonna be at. So now I feel like you're fucking with me. So Robin's upset for the whole thing of Karen lying and saying she's gonna come to her party. She didn't come. Robin, get over that bullshit. That's petty and stupid. I don't care. Giselle is like, bitch, you bringing this woman around to fuck with me, and I know that's why you're doing it. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's not so messy, because again, they all messing with each other. You know, it was what it was. So, you know, at the event for Karen, you know, we see all the ladies are there. Giselle and Robin have not gotten there yet. But when, first of all, Charisse walked in with that man, and I said, first of all, talking about she on a date and young men like her, I said that man like he like you, and also he might like men. I mean, he just looks all kind of bisexual teeth. I mean, his eyebrows look more threatening than anybody. I say, baby, that man is okay. He is, no, you can't tell me that man ain't special. I said, where'd she buy him from? No, honey. And I said, that's her date? That's what she wants to think that she dating? Girl, bye. I said, that man wants you and your boyfriend too. Okay, he wants you and men as well. And ain't nothing wrong with being bisexual. However, I mean, she walked up in there as if it was a man who like she could like really be with. And I'm like, no, he give me all kind of gay tease, honey. I'm thinking like, is he your hairdresser? Let me be your manager. I don't know. I just couldn't take it anyway. You know, then here come Kendall walking in. So Kendall walking in, and Charisse looking like, why do these heifers all like? Because, I mean, Monique was like, oh my God, Kendall, hey, girl, you look great. I'm looking like y'all not old friends at all. And Charisse looking like, this shit is for the birds. So Charisse feels like Karen was messy inviting Kendall. But, you know, she says, I was taggy. I agree. It was also tacky for Monique's ass invited to her party too. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? We then see how Charisse telling Ash and Candace who Kendall is, and they like, what? Oh my God, I can't believe it. So they, of course, they're shocked too. You know, I feel like at that point Charisse is saying, you know, Karen invited her. And we're like, yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. But I'm like, Monique, you need to be just as admissive and say that you invited her to your party, and that's how Karen got in touch with her to invite her to this shindig. So my thing is, don't act as if you don't have any connection to her, and like you didn't invite her somewhere too. You just invite her somewhere where Giselle wasn't at yet. Okay, let's put that all on here. So actually, like to Karen, you know, I can't believe you invited her like to this party or whatever. I've never seen her at events before, and that's my thing. They keep saying, well, Potomac is so small, everyone knows everyone or whatever, but we've never seen or heard about Kendall before. And when they bring up how Giselle and Kendall know each other, they keep showing one photo where Giselle is on one side of the picture and Kendall's on the other. In between, that don't prove to me that they. I'm in pictures with people who I don't know, and I'm on one side and they're on the other, because I don't. We just all in the group. Girl, bye. I can't. You know, Karen then said how, you know, they both grown. You know what I'm saying? I don't see a problem with it. You know, I've known Kendall longer than I've known Giselle. Okay. But have you ever brought up Kendall? Have you ever brought Kendall around? No? You haven't? Not at all? Okay. And I'm like, it's fuckery and fugaziness. And we then see Giselle and Robin walk in, and it goes off. So I'm like, bitch, what's going on? So we have to wait until the next episode, of course, to see what's going to happen, and I can't wait for that. Anyway, that's the end of my review. I am done. I don't have anything else to say. Until next time, I am Jay Lee. This is JD's Corner. Peace.